So Jennette McCurdy is a former Nickelodeon actress who you may recognize as Sam Puckett from iCarly. A lot of fans were disappointed that she wasn't featured in the reboot, but she has gone through so many bad experiences in Hollywood, it makes sense that she doesn't want to be a part of the industry. We love Jennette McCurdy on this channel, and today I want to talk about a situation that went down on the set of iCarly, because a lot of fans talk negatively about a relationship she had with a man who worked on set and was like 13 years older than her. And I don't want to jump to conclusions in this video. I just want to talk about the conspiracy around it, because a lot of people have asked me to talk about this relationship, and I did some digging and I just want to talk about what I found. So it's not like this relationship is a hush-hush secret situation. She has publicly talked about dating this guy, Paul Glazer, who worked on iCarly. And like I said, they didn't hide their relationship. I mean, at least once she was 18, they posted a ton of pictures and they were pretty public with everything. But a lot of people questioned this relationship because they started dating when she was 18. But you guys understand that GROOMING, grooming, is something that is prevalent in Hollywood, and we see a lot of young stars go through this. Another star who went through allegedly a similar situation is Liz Gillies, who was Jade from Victorious, another Dan Schneider show, who ended up marrying this man who's like 20 years older than she is, and of course they met on the set of that show. And Jennette has actually received backlash for her relationship with Paul, and it all revolves around his age because he is 13 years older than she is. Jennette says that people online would make very rude comments about him and say, "What a creep to have an eye on her for so long." Sounds like grooming. Anyways, but they didn't know the whole story, she says. They didn't know the whole story. Well, shoot. It's not a complete denial of the creep part. But let's talk a little bit about who Paul is. And again, I'm not trying to say anything about Paul. This is all alleged. This is all conspiracy. This is all what's on the internet already. So his name is Paul, and here is his LinkedIn page. Okay, let's move on. He's worked for a lot of Dan Schneider's shows, including Victorious and iCarly. Throughout the years, he has a long history in Hollywood, and I'm sure he's a fine man. I'm sorry, guys. This guy seems like he's got a lot of power in Hollywood from what I see that he does nowadays. But back, you know, like what? 10 years ago, he was working with Dan Schneider on these shows. But I have a feeling this relationship did in fact begin earlier than what they're saying. Just looking at what Jennette has put online compared to what else is on the internet, she has said some things that make me question how early on they started their romance. This was Jennette's first official relationship, and there were photos circulating on the internet, but there was no comment from Jennette's team on the status of their relationship. Back in the day when Jennette can you imagine, had a big PR team? They're like, no comment, like, we're not talking about this relationship they have. But in the few quotes I found from Jennette about Paul, she's adamant that they started dating when she was 18 years old on the final season of iCarly. So let's take that statement and let's unpack it a little bit. So Paul was a script coordinator while on iCarly, which means he worked with all of the cast and he coordinated the script, and he worked on there before the final season. Jennette is adamant that they started dating when he started working there during the final season when she was 18. Well, looking at Paul's LinkedIn page, you will see that he listed I Got a Hot Room as one of the episodes that he worked on for the show iCarly back in 2009. In March 2009, Jennette was 16 years old, so that's when he first joined the show. I had to double check to make sure I wasn't tripping because I Got a Hot Room is the first episode of season 3. The show has 6 seasons, so that's definitely not the final season. So again, allegedly they started dating when she was 18 when he came to work on the final season of iCarly. I mean, I guess it's not like saying that he didn't work on the other seasons, but it's like, I guess they started dating during the final season. The show ran through 2012, so I'm assuming that they stopped filming in about 2011, so that's when they both were done with the show. Oh yeah, so it looks like they did work in 2011, and it just took the entire year for them to finish that season, because he's got season 6 listed as September 2011 to December 2011. But there are several articles out there that claim that they started dating when she was 18 years old. So honestly, I'm not trying to I'm just trying to unpack everything that we've seen online, because I've gotten a few emails of people trying to understand what was going on here, because I remember seeing some of these pictures back in the day of them at the beach and seeing how much older he was, and kind of being like, oh wow, like Sam Puckett, like, she's out here. And yes, I know her name is Jennette. I'm just playing with the character and everything, but there was something, and there's something I'll never be able to get off of my mind when it comes to Jennette. Like, every time I think of Jennette, I'm going to think of this moment. And I remember going on her website, like, a year ago, maybe a year and a half at this point, and reading the bio, the description on her website. And in the description, she said something that was cryptic, and it makes me question, like, who is this man? So if you went onto her website, like, again, like a year and a half ago, you would see this page, and she writes, "Hey, I'm Jennette, an LA-based writer-director. I have a passion for writing character-driven pieces that explore serious subjects in an offbeat way. I started out as a child actor, and while that experience certainly lent some psychological trauma," and then in parentheses, "sound guys can be especially creepy." Who's the sound guy? Sound guys can be especially creepy. I mean, it looks like this guy was the script coordinator, but who's the sound guy? Like, Dan wasn't the sound guy. I don't think this guy was the sound guy. I mean, who knows? Maybe he also played sound guy, but like, I've always thought about this. But their relationship ultimately came to an end. Unlike Liz Gillies and her husband, they ended up getting married, and now it's a big secret, I guess. But anyways, Jennette and this guy broke up. She actually dumped Paul because her mother was passing away in 2013, and she needed to handle that on her own. She said, "I put my feelings of love towards someone other than my mother, who had been the receiver of all that love until that point. I knew she was leaving, and I was panicking and think there was just a part of myself that was ready to switch these feelings of love toward a new person. I needed to go through that loss on my own. I felt that I would put too much of myself into another person and become very attached. I thought, oh, if I share this loss with someone, and I share this part of myself with someone, and this reality with someone, they become my reality." And that thought scared me. Wow, that's really mature and a really interesting way to think about it, because if you like lose a parent or something and someone's there to like help you through that, and you like depend on them for that security and that support, then it's not going to make it easier, if that person, goes away someday, like they ended up breaking up. You guys probably already know this, but Jennette had an awful relationship with her mother, like a disgusting one, where her mother would make her shower with her, like as an adult, and just very inappropriate body checks, just a lot of gross things. And Jennette has shared different stories in the past, but she's coming out with a book, and I feel like it's going to reveal a lot. It's titled, "I'm Glad My Mom Died," which is the same title that she used for a show that she put on in LA, but now she's writing a book about this time. And I have to say, I love the cover. It's so cute and classic and just like super well done. Let's read a little bit about her book. Jennette McCurdy was 6 years old when she had her first acting audition. Her mother's dream was for her only daughter to become a star. That's already, the trauma is going to start there. Jennette would do anything to make her mother happy. So she went along with what mom called calorie restriction, eating little and weighing herself 5 times a day. She went through at-home makeovers, talking about her eyelashes. Wow. She was even showered by mom until age 16. That's what I was talking about. That is so, and it's interesting that they're including that right away. Like, oh gosh, she's being very vulnerable for speaking about that. In this book, she goes through everything she's been through. She was cast in a new Nickelodeon series called iCarly. She's thrust into fame. Her mom is ecstatic, emailing fan club moderators and getting on a first name basis with paparazzi. Hi, Gail. Oh my gosh. Jennette is riddled with anxiety, shame, and self-loathing, which manifests into ED's addiction and a series of unhealthy relationships. These issues get worse when soon after taking the lead in the iCarly spinoff, Sam and Cat, alongside Ariana, her mother, passes of cancer. Then she discovered therapy and quit acting, and now she's been embarking on her recovery, which is something we're so proud of her on this channel, like, and me in general, that she's been so open about everything she's gone through, because this story is horrific, and I'm sure this book is going to be really well done because she's got a lot to get off her chest. We're definitely going to be talking about this book when it comes out, so comment below, will you be checking it out? Like, is it giving you Jamie Lynn Spears vibes? Because it definitely shouldn't. They're like completely different books. Like, we're not going to be burning Jennette's book on the channel, but I do want to talk a little bit about another relationship that Jennette McCurdy was in right after this relationship with Mr. Paul. So Jennette started dating a basketball player named Andre Drummond. This happened shortly after her mother passed away. So she broke up with Paul, she dealt with the passing, and now she's dating this guy Andre pretty much right after. And he was an NBA star. I'm not too sure if he still is one, but it looks like they slid in each other's DMs and they started getting together. It does look like he's still working. It looks like he's playing for the LA Lakers, or at least through 2020 through 2021. I'm not too sure if he's playing still. Oh no, he looks like he's playing for the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, Brooklyn Nets. So he's still balling. But look how tall he is compared to Jennette. Oh my gosh, the height difference. I cannot, Jennette. She's wearing heels too. Look at her wearing heels. And the hat, and she's just like strutting it. Like, I miss this era where like Jennette's fashion right there, that's like the hottest thing. People are like, oh my gosh, the look. And it wasn't just that picture. Like, their height difference is unreal. That's got to be over a foot, right? Comment below. That's like definitely over a foot, right? I'm never good at like measurements or depth or perception, or, but yeah, there they are. I don't know why they broke up though. I can't figure that out. Looks like they just had a short fling. I mean, these are like the only paparazzi photos of them. So I want to hear below, what do you guys think about this entire situation? I feel like their relationship is a little bit sus, especially with all the BS going on at Nickelodeon. Like, what? Was anyone safe? It doesn't seem like anyone was safe out here. Like, it's giving major Liz Gillies vibes, which I know I brought her up a few times. Do not try to sue me, Liz. Do not try to sue me. But let's go ahead and open this P.O. Box package item. Again, here's my email if you guys want to email me any video ideas. I know a few of you guys were sending this idea over my way. So what is going on here? Okay, let me see if I can find a note. Oh my gosh, I don't see a note at all. It doesn't even say who it's from. It's from Amazon, but it doesn't say who sent this. Maybe it's this person's book. Excuse me, I'm getting excited because look at this. Oh my gosh, is it like a, oh, it's like a journal book. So cute. Like a manifest. Oh, a manifesting laws of attraction. Oh, I could use this. I could really use some like self-reflecting. And then, wow, look at all these. This is so sweet. Colored pencils, a bunch of colored pencils, coloring for grown-ups. Oh my gosh, like, how's it? Oh my gosh, so nice. Look at all the different colors too. This is so sweet. And these, stop. Like, all these colored pens, these gel pens. I need to write with one right now. I feel like whichever color I'm going to pick is going to say a lot about just the vibe. Let's go with this one. Okay. I don't mind the color. Actually, it kind of reminds me of, like in Boca Raton, they have like this pink color, like in a lot of the buildings. So, wow. And it draws so, like, it draws so well. I'm trying to, like, oh, I love, like, can you, it's so bright, you definitely can't see it. Wow, this is so sweet. Thank you so much. If you sent me this, please email me so I can properly thank you, because I don't see a little note in here. Sometimes they include it when you have an Amazon order, sometimes they don't. Let me use the black one. There's my name, Sloan. Cool. Oh, it's so sweet. Thank you so much. This is so I'm so excited. I like have no pens right now, and these are like early, like, it just reminds you of childhood, like early 2000s. Like, everyone had the gel pens. Like, if you weren't in like elementary school and had the gel pens, like taking your notes in different colors for the subjects, like, I love it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Bye, guys.